A significant severe weather outbreak is about to occur in the United States, and this will lead to the chance of some significant tornadoes. We're talking EF2 or greater tornadoes possible, winds in excess of 60 miles per hour or more in these storms, and we have some destructive hail that could be 2 inches or more in diameter. We also have Tropical Storm Bertha that's set to possibly become a Category 1 hurricane by the end of the day today. And it's a short intro because we have a lot to cover, so let's dive right into the forecast. And in every forecast, I always have a starting segment, and the starting segment for today, the big news headline, is going to be the severe weather potential, and we have number 2 on that list being the Tropical Storm Bertha, so we'll get into that. But this is a really dangerous setup, and that's why I'm going over this first, even though the tropical storm is rapidly developing right now. This threat today, guys, is very, very different than we've seen. As you can see, that slight risk there goes back down through Paducah, and that tornado risk is at 5% from about Louisville all the way up through Cincinnati, and this goes by Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. We have the whole states of Delaware and Maryland under a 5% tornado risk, pretty much. And this goes back down through Virginia, Virginia Beach, Richmond, under a threat for some potential tornadoes today. And I say that with a grain of salt because not everywhere that you see on this map is going to be prone to tornadoes. We have some parts up here, but the really concerning part to me is going to be anywhere in this corridor, kind of from Pittsburgh to Louisville, where I think the biggest tornado threat is going to be, and I'll show you why here on the models. You can already see it at this hour. We have some special weather statements going through, but I want to take a look at our model for the reflectivity or the storm kind of predictions of what we think is going to happen. And you can see, again, the area I'm most concerned on is anywhere back through here, and keep a close eye on that as how these storms move through, so you can see how these kind of progress. You can see we have the morning storms up there in Columbus, but I want to pay attention closely to close by Louisville. I would say look how these storms rapidly develop very quickly along a line, and they become a line pretty quick. So we have the chance today to see some supercells, and that is anywhere from Cincinnati to Louisville in this area. You can see some supercells are going to develop really quickly, and that poses a significant, I think, tornado threat. In my opinion, it'd be a significant tornado threat if you live in Louisville, Cincinnati. That corridor area, I think, is going to be the part that I'm worried about as far as the tornado threat goes. Take a look at what the models are showing us right now, especially right around the Louisville area at this hour. This is around 16Z, I believe. This is going to be 6 hours from now, just about. You can see at the top there. So in 6 hours from when this video is getting recorded, we can expect some supercell thunderstorms to develop around that area. Not to mention, we also have some back from Pennsylvania, through Maryland, Delaware, up through New Jersey, by New York. New York's under a threat again today for some severe storms, but this area right here is the concerning threat as far as what I am seeing in the models, and what I think the biggest threat for severe weather is going to be. It's going to be in that corridor. And before we get into the tropical cyclone, I want to say some of the places that are seeing storms now. You may think, oh, the convection is going to go very far down as these storms are going to take all the cape away. That is not true. When these storms go by, there's going to be a limited time to where the clouds are going to peel back, that sun's going to rain down and heat up the ground, and that heat from the ground is going to rise up into the atmosphere, and it's going to be pretty much a recycle, and storms are going to have the chance to be even stronger. So if you live anywhere along the Louisville to Cincinnati corridor, I think this is today we're going to be talking about a significant possible tornado threat. And now, of course, we have to talk about the major development of Tropical Storm Bertha, which could literally become a Hurricane Bertha, as this thing is just taking up so much moisture, taking up so much strength coming from the Gulf right now. The hurricane hunters actually flew into this storm early this morning and gathered data which showed that this storm was rapidly developing and rapidly becoming more strong, and this could reach past our tropical storm threat and into a Category 1 hurricane threat. As of right now, though, my confidence is middle, pretty much, because this storm is strong, but I don't know if it's going to have the strength to pull it off here in the Gulf to become a full-blown hurricane. As you can see by 18 hours out from now, that's when this is going to get much closer to New Orleans area, and we could see some rain bands impacting Pensacola, Panama City. You can see that eye wall trying to form there, and that's why this literally could become Hurricane Bertha. And as you saw, if I show this satellite image on your screen, this played in the beginning of the video, look at how it's looking. It looks pretty concerning. You can see the black echo tops that are showing, the white and the blacks. Those are showing how high the clouds go up into the atmosphere, and this is really, really high. And this is what we see with some hurricanes. Just like Melissa, this is a look at Melissa, and obviously the two look very, very different. But this is what Hurricane Melissa looked like. Look how high up into the atmosphere the clouds went. This is Hurricane Melissa that hit Jamaica last year in 2025 in October. And they look pretty similar as far as the storm kind of intensity, how high up into the air the storm goes. Which the more red you see, or the darker the colors, is the higher up into the atmosphere you go. And that is exactly what we're seeing start to take place with this tropical system. Do I think this is going to rapidly intensify into a category 3 hurricane like Milton or Helene? No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's very, 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 very low chance of happening. Although this thing is gathering strength, the strength is not enough to get that high, and we're barely talking about a possible hurricane category 1. Do I think category 2 is off the table? Yes, I do. I think this is only going to be limited to a category 1 hurricane at most, and that is me telling you that this thing is not even really a hurricane yet. It's not producing hurricane winds. It's not producing hurricane like aspects. It's trying to organize. In the next few hours, it's the possibility of becoming a hurricane. And again, this is only going to be limited to, I think, a today threat if this thing does become a category 1. As you can see, tomorrow's radar maps show that this could possibly develop an eye wall. But again, it's super far out. And most of them I've been showing an eye wall a long time ago, and that never happened, so I don't know how much I'm believing that. But if this thing does, it's going to be today. In the next 6 to 10 hours, I think is when we'll really have a shot at this thing becoming a full-blown category 1 hurricane. And as we go into tomorrow, we also have a 2% tornado risk, which this was a day 6, I believe, severe weather kind of forecast, and this thing is only producing a 2% tornado risk on a day 2. So it's very strange how instead of predicting very far out that this is going to be a very significant event, they're just putting slight risk very far in advance. I think that's one thing that the National Weather Service might need to change, and that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people have their own takes on that, and I think my take would be that only if it's going to be a significant severe weather like outbreak that we're almost sure of, I think that's when it's time to issue that 7 days in advance, 8 days in advance. But yeah, tomorrow, if you live anywhere from Cape May down to Goldsboro, North Carolina, we could be seeing a tornado or 2 tomorrow. But yeah, after these next 2 days, I think the severe weather is going to quiet down for a bit. And after this, the day 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 risk are completely not filled out at all. We don't have any risk over the next 8 days for severe weather after these 2 days. But another threat that I want to kind of go over before we leave this video today is the kind of heat wave that's building right now in the Arkansas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas area, where we have quite a few extreme heat warnings and heat advisories issued. And this is going to be some crazy heat that we're seeing over the next day or so. And as you can see, as we get into the peak of daylight heating, that's when things really heat up. We see 105 in Fort Worth, Texas, 104 back there in Dallas. So the DFW area is seeing very, very hot temperatures. And that continues for Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi kind of area. If you live anywhere up here in Cincinnati, Louisville kind of metro area, that's where we're not seeing anything issued for there because the cold front is sweeping through, bringing those severe storms, which is, you're going to get the severe storm threat, but the good thing from that is that the temperatures are going to go down to about the 60s and the 70s. But don't be fooled. This thing is going to have some crazy potential today to produce some severe storms and possibly some tornadoes. So if you live anywhere in the path of severe weather today, make sure you have a way to receive reliable weather alerts and you have a shelter plan just in case a tornado warning or even a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your area, as severe thunderstorms are very underrated. A severe thunderstorm produces 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail that could be up to DVD sized, and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust to 100-mile-per-hour wind gust. That is a tornado pretty much. And you have the considerable and the destructive threat tag. Considerable fits the 70-mile-per-hour winds, and destructive is 80-plus-mile-per-hour winds. And don't be fooled, severe thunderstorms can often produce tornadoes very quickly without little warning. So again, if you live anywhere in the severe weather risk for today, make sure you're eyeballing the weather very closely, as today can be a very sneaky tornado threat for the Ohio Valley. And I hope this video helped you guys. We are back at the normal setup, everything's back to normal, so we're going to be posting more weather videos often and often. And we have a live stream chance for today, you can see it right here. That is the chance for today, sitting around a 60 to 70% chance. And honestly, that is if the weather in my area doesn't get bad, as I am in the risk for today. So I'm making sure I have all the ways to receive warnings. I'm making sure that I have a weather plan just in case that the weather gets bad. I have a shelter plan. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys. And if it did, again, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and share this video to your friends, your family members, your coworkers, anyone that you know that is in the path of these storms, as this could really save a life, and that's what we're trying to do here. Our mission is to help as many people as possible and kind of reset the trust in digital meteorology, as I think more clickbait stuff is coming out, and I'm trying to make this as real as possible. So help me fulfill my mission. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.